All right, what's happening? Sean Ames here from Heart of America, FPV. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty freaking tired. I went to bed at like 2 last night and then literally laid in bed till almost 4 because my brain was racing about this project I'm gonna take you guys on with me. So this is something that I would say I am over the moon excited about, kind of embarrassed about because it's a little dorky, but I just picked myself up this 6x10 trailer. It's used, it's in decent shape. You can see last night I just couldn't contain myself. At like 1 a.m. I came out here and started disassembling some stuff because I was working on planning some things and I was curious about, how the construction was because it would, affect some of my planning. So you might be asking yourself, what does this have to do with FPV? And that's a good question. But the primary thing I had in mind when taking this project on was I.O. 2 years ago, I tent camped at I.O. Last year, I rented a camper for Maddie and I. It probably ended up costing around $1,000, I think, to rent that camper. I'm gonna convert this into being a tiny camper and kind of workshop. For FPV, I have a plan of how I'm gonna lay it out. First things first, I'm gonna disassemble the whole interior, insulate everything. The left side of the trailer is gonna be a workbench. The whole length of it, pretty much. I'm gonna have more workbench space in here than I do my office, and that'll wrap. It'll be L-shaped around the front of the trailer. In the front right corner is gonna be like a cabinet with AC unit on top, some storage in the middle, my battery, and a lot of the electrical stuff in the bottom. On the right side is gonna be an 18-inch bench that will fold out to be my bed. I mean, that's the gist of it, really. So I've got some ideas of what I'm gonna do for the walls. I kept going back and forth. I didn't want to do just paneling, so I've got an idea for some faux shiplap I might do on the walls and paint it all out. Still deciding how I'm gonna insulate the ceiling and finish it. For the floor, I'll probably use a vinyl stick flooring. And there's a lot of this kind of stuff on YouTube. If you're coming from the cargo trailer conversion world, I'll try to throw all of these into a playlist so you can check it out. This channel is a channel I use for drone racing. I had a few different considerations in doing this. You might be wondering, well, why didn't you just buy a small camper? Yeah, I probably could have bought a small camper for what I'll have in this, but I don't own a pickup truck. We've got a small SUV. I've got a small sedan. We wanted something to be able to do Lowe's runs. This trailer is a 6x10 trailer. Even with the stuff across the front, I'll still have room to slide a 4x8 sheet of plywood in. When I buy furniture, I think just an enclosed trailer is a really handy thing to have, completely apart from camping. Had I bought a camper in this price range wouldn't really serve the way that I would need it. So there's that. That's why I didn't buy a camper. Also, I wanted a trailer for hosting drone races. Last year, whenever we had our Bill Lear Innovators Cup over in Hannibal, I had to rent a U-Haul trailer to get everything in. So this being a 6x10 trailer, it's got plenty of room. I'll be able to put 10-foot EMT in there, no problem. So that's the other reason, is if I'm going somewhere to host a drone race, I need a trailer to put stuff in. I'm not worrying about water or any of that stuff because I'm not really like an off-grid camper dude. Like I.O. is the kind of camping I do where there's a shower house, steps away. And depending on what it's like when it's done, I might pull this to like local-ish races that I go to. Instead of putting up a pop-up tent, I'll have my workshop. That's the trailer project. Let's throw this camera in time-lapse mode and get started with disassembling it and insulating the walls. Trailer stripped down. I saved some of the plywood, the scraps I broke down and put in there. You guys missed it off camera, but some of this 3/8" plywood had a lot of staples in it. I didn't want to save it, and so I had laid it across. As when the bucket was kind of empty, I'd laid it across the trash can and decided I was going to karate chop it so it fit better. And I was a little nervous. Anytime you karate chop something, you got to commit and like hit it hard, because the worst thing is like hitting it and not breaking. That hurts worse for some reason. So like I let it rip, man. I busted it hard, but it was kind of long, and when my arm went through it, right hand arm went through it, the board came up and smacked me in the face super hard. So if I have a fat lip, that's why. But To my drone racing friends, I wanted to show you this before I took it down. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to connect my faux shiplap to the walls. I saved all of the wood metal screws that they had used to connect the plywood to the walls, but I don't want the whole thing to be littered with fasteners. In some of the camper conversion videos, apparently camper conversion people love VHB as much as we do as drone racers. And they use it for stuff like this, and I was just like, no way. So I came out here last night just to test. So I took this piece of 1x, I VHB'd it to the beam just to test. I don't know if I'll end up doing that or not, but check that out, and I'm gonna take it down. That took a lot of my weight to get that sucker off, so I don't know if that's what I'll end up doing or not, but I just think it's funny. I didn't realize that the rest of the world loved this mounting tape as much as we do. Not just good for mounting VTXs inside of your drone, but let's get insulating. So I've got 1-inch foam insulation that I'm gonna cut to these widths and kind of slide in there. We'll get rocking and rolling with that. We're gonna turn this sucker into a cooler. All right, we got a bunch of our styrofoam cut. Maddie's being my helper. What do you think? You gonna sleep in here?
Probably sometime. I can't speak.
Probably sometime.
Probably.
All right, here we go. So day one is done, calling it quits. I got pretty much most of the walls insulated. I still need to do the corners and the ceiling, obviously. I want to try to find a more flexible insulation solution for the corners and the ceiling. But this is a trailer. I think it's going to work out good. That corner will be the AC unit, some shelves for clothing, and my battery gear. There will be I'm going to pull my TV out of my office, put it there. Where I'm sitting right here, there will be an L-shaped desk. So from that 2x4 over will be workspace. Along this wall will be 18 inches of countertop all the way down to this 1x. That's what that is. So I got the cracks sealed up. I did that. I didn't do that on camera, but that went pretty well. Happy with my progress, really. I ordered a bunch of stuff off of Amazon that I'm kind of waiting for it to get here before I can go too much further. Do think I'm going to put a window in, probably right here. That'll be nice for light and ventilation. I'm going to put a new construction house style window in, just a small one. I kept going back and forth because it'll make the trailer look way less stock, but the RV windows are stupid expensive. People have had good luck with those types of windows, so I might mess with it some tomorrow. Yeah, that's the progress so far. I think it's gonna be okay. But guys, thanks for checking this out. We'll see how often I upload on this sucker, but Heart of America drone camper project day one is done. See you later.